still near the Indianapolis 500. Here's a Coca-Cola facility right here. Big giant Coca-Cola warehouse. It's right here by the Indianapolis 500. I wonder if I can zoom in a little bit. Not much. Okay, just a little bit better. What is the population of the town? Actually, I don't know. I really never looked that up. I'm going to turn because this is a one-way anyway. I mean, you notice you don't really see a lot of people. Well, for one, it's Sunday. What is wrong with this car? Oh, they're fighting. Oh, he's drunk. He just threw something out the car. Wow. Right when I passed, the guy got out the driver's side. And he stumbled, and like he was drunk, and he threw something across the field. I don't know if you guys seen that, but the guy was trying to take off. And then is this the straight? No, I need to go straight. Okay. So he hit the lady was about to take off, and then the car stopped all of a sudden. And then the guy got out, and he stumbled out the car, and he threw something across the field. It looked like his cell phone. Well, I don't know, but they're still back here in the middle of the street. Looks pretty chill. Yeah, it is. Actually, Indianapolis is a chill place. Okay? It just depends on what side of town you're on. Okay? There is a side of town that's very rough, which I used to live in that area, and I had to move, and I just couldn't take it no more. Like, I had to get out of there. Even though I grew up over there, I had to leave. Like, I'm like, no, there's no way, you know, I'm going to have my family over in some mess like this. And some people, you know, some people have the mindset of like, this is my hood, I'm going to stay in my hood, and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, the reality of it is, like, it's almost like you are the product of your environment. Like, if you stay in the environment, that's what you're going to pretty much, you know, base your life around. So we had to move. Like, I got out of there. And plus, you know, I wasn't always hanging around bad people anyway. Like trouble. I always stayed out of trouble. Okay. This dog can't walk because you got him tangled up. Almost broke his leg. Now this area over here, this area used to be mainly, it used to be a mixed neighborhood. All this right here, it used to be black and white. Now this whole neighborhood is mainly like Spanish, Hispanic, and you see a lot of you know, businesses over here, barbershops, tax places, millions of cars in the driveway. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? I'm not complaining, but it's just stuff I noticed as, you know, growing up. Because it's a lot of people that are moving to the United States. They're trying to make a living just like everybody else. Oh, man, I came down too far. So, this is an international mall over here. But there's an international store called Sparaga, which is right over there. That big white building, or the one next to it. The one that's still on the left. Um, they got a lot of international foods in there. And then straight across, I don't know if you can see that with all those flags over there on the right, the little spot on the side. They have little booths and restaurants, and it's mainly Hispanic food shops and everything over there. They're outside cooking. Okay, I need to get over. Get over. Get over. Get over. You okay? Catching a cold, which we got to get that under control before we leave to the Philippines, because you don't want them to say nothing about someone sneezing and coughing, you know. And my wife, she's kind of nervous about going back because there's a lot of stuff going on with the the president, the ex-president. And now, since he's not in charge, a lot of corruption is coming back to Philippines, right? You're starting to see more and more not corruption, but crime. The crime has increased a lot. And what is that? The crime has increased a lot, and the I don't know if that's a police car. Okay. I thought it was a police siren, but some car alarm was going on. But a lot of crime has picked up over there. And I don't know if you guys remember, there was this big bullet scam going on in the airport. So for some of you guys that don't know about that, be careful with your luggage, especially the luggage that has like your carry-on stuff, your backpacks, and you had to put it through the scanner. Those are the luggage you really need to pay attention to, especially if there's a lot of pockets and people can access it on the outside. From what I understand, the bullet, they brought back this little bullet scan where the I don't want to say the TSA, but the people that are checking your luggage, they're putting a bullet inside, and then when they run it through the scanner, they say, "Oh, you need to come with me," and then they try to hustle you out of some money, or they say you're going to miss your flight. So my wife, she's kind of nervous about that. So we're going to adjust our luggage, and I'm gonna get a backpack that don't have a bunch of zippers on the pockets on the outside. I'm pulling right here because this is an old fish and chicken restaurant, and we always come here every now and then to get like a big thing of fried chicken. So he's still cooking. We're gonna wait. Hold on, let me turn this around. And then they have this little restaurant right here. Never been in there, but they're closed. Let me see. Okay, let me read some of you guys' comments while I'm waiting, because he said like 15 minutes. So, let's see. Indianapolis? Oh. He's like, oh no. I used to live in Texas, lots of road rage. Yeah, looks pretty chill. Where you from, bro? I'm from Indianapolis. I'm from the States, okay? How come you do not want to retire in the U.S.? Because I've seen what it's like on the outside. The restaurant is a pizza good? Yeah. I had a pizza one time, but that was years ago. And he makes it, the guy makes it there. But he sells more of like fish meals and chicken meals. That's the most of what he sells. But his pizza sign is not on. Because usually, I guess when he makes pizza, he turns that sign on. I'll show you. The sign right here. It's right in the window and it's not on. See that? So when I guess when he got hot pizza, he turns it on. And that guy, he's from the Middle East, and he's been working here for years, and he's not moved. Um, I one time I had a conversation with him, and we got on the we got on the subject of like this area, like is it bad or not for him? And he said there was one time he got robbed like a couple of times, like twice since he's been here, and but he's been here many years, and yeah, see somebody held him up at gunpoint one time. He was scared. They wanted money, and he didn't have much money in here, but he just gave it to him. Like he wasn't tripping. Too expensive in the U.S. Yes. How come you do not want to live? Um, I mean, like I said, I've seen what it's like on the outside. Okay, and I feel like if a person has never seen what's outside the U.S., then they won't. They just don't know anything else. They only know like parts of the United States. They only know like Florida, California. Like if you're from the Midwest, then you want to venture out to like California, Texas. Um, I already said Florida. A lot of people want to retire in Florida. That's the thing about like people here when they say retired, you hear a lot of them say, "Oh, I'm retired. I'm going to Florida." I'm like, what is it like? What is it about Florida that's so great? Which I'm not complaining about Florida at all, but if you're from Florida, I'm not complaining about you. But why would you want to go somewhere? You trying to retire and relax. So why would you want to go somewhere and retire and pay more? Right? Relaxing means like to cut back. So why in the world, if you already have money coming in, why would you want to limit yourself and stay on the same landmass that you was born on and grew up on, and retire and just retire there? I don't know. It's just me. It's just the way I think. And people just need to go outside the United States. That's all I gotta say, so they can know what's going on. I want to visit Thailand, try the good food. Yeah, they say Thailand got a lot of good food. A lot of expats that travel, venture off to Thailand. They end up eventually going to Philippines, and then they go back to Thailand. Things like that. Some people go to Vietnam. Um, things of that nature. Let's go in here and see if this guy's ready. Okay. Let me use this card. Okay, come on. Let's go in. Okay, let's go in, guys. Get this. What's wrong with my camera? Okay, let's go. This is my own stomach, and I used to live over here. And then my grandmother used to live down there. Okay, let's go get it. Yeah, you may not be done. Hey, how you doing?
You want seasons?
Yeah, put seasons on ours, and he want his own, right? He want his own plate.
How
Yeah.
many piece you want?
Let's give him five.
Five.
Five for him. How you been doing?
I'm good. How you?
Good,
You want
good.
fries too?
Yeah, we'll take some fries too. You gonna eat some of the fries? Huh? Yeah. See, they got like a fish combo, perch for $8, pizza, combo. And what you do, you just call him and he makes this stuff. It's just him. He's the only one. He runs this. Chicken airline.
How's your mother doing?
Huh?
How's your mother?
My mother, she's doing fine. Yeah, I just left from over my mom's house.
Huh?
I just left from there. I went and cut her grass for her. It's about time to cut grass, you know. Chicken, let's see. I checked airline prices. They definitely went up. Oh, yes, they are. And you know what? They can, I really don't care about how much the plane ticket costs, honestly. As long as I'm going to still go to Philippines regardless, no matter what the price is. Now, if it's outrageous, then it's outrageous.
Alright, this is your son right here. The fries.
Okay, that's his. Okay. Let's see. Here's Seth. This is yours. Okay. All right. Here's Seth. Come here. This one's yours. Hold that.
Alright. Yeah, give him back.
Okay. Okay. Seth, here. This is your bag. Be careful, don't drop that.
How old are you now?
Huh?
How old are you?
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a boy. 12.
All right.
Unpaid?
Huh?
Card or unpaid? Card?
Card. Yeah. All right.
Alright.
All right. Where'd you say you was from again?
Palestine.
Palestine?
Palestine.
Palestine. Yeah.
Not Pakistan.
Pakistan. Palestine.
Not Pakistan. Palestine.
Palestine.
India and Pakistan are close. Palestine in the Middle East.
Oh, okay. Okay. Are you heading back home anytime soon?
I was going, but Trump, what he did,
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
everybody worried. They stop people in the border and check their phone and
Yeah.
come back. And
Yeah. Some people leave and then they try to come back and they're having trouble get back.
They spend money here and kids in the college. Now they're here to tell the kids back home.
That's crazy, man. It's sad.
I don't know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
The 4 years they're going very fast.
Mm-hmm.
Now nobody can vote for him because if he, what he did, nobody can vote for him. Even he had 4 years before. But now if he have another 4 years together, so if he win, problem. It is a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still alive or not because he's old.
Mm.
He's too old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't forget to tell your mama hello from me, okay?
Okay, I will. I will.
She came about like 3 months here or 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I see her outside.
Yeah. 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 She was out walking around, you know. I was cutting the grass. She came out. She was trying to help me with the grass. Like, Mom, don't. Just relax. I'm
They
here.
like to do everything.
Yeah. She's still trying to
They
bend
don't
down.
feel they are old.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let me get out of here. Okay. Take it easy.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Say bye. Come by. Say bye.
But
You see him? Oh, okay. He looks tired. Oh, $26.
26?
Yeah, that's not bad. $26.
Almost $30.
Yeah, it's almost $30.
They're almost $30 than a grill tag.
Okay, let's go.
Daddy,
Hmm?
they're almost like a grill tag.
Yeah, almost $30. All right, let's get some of this good chicken over here. Hey guys. Yeah. So that guy, he knows me real well. He knows my mother. Wow, the food looks delicious. Yes, it is. It's good. That's why we come here. Like, I don't know. I say we may like wait 2 months, maybe 3, and then we have to venture off back over here and get some of his chicken. He looked like he was tired. Yeah. Put your seatbelt on. Let's see. See, he put the fries. He put the fries over here. Hot. Okay. Put your seatbelt on. Sit over there. All right, guys. Let's go. Yeah, the food is definitely good. That's the reason why we come here. Okay, let's go home.
Yeah, let's go home.
Because it's already after 6.
Yeah, after 6.
And then we gotta relax and get ready for work again tomorrow. Start the cycle all over again. So I can turn the US dollars into peso, to Philippine peso. I'm gonna work some overtime. I'm gonna try to get across the street. I think that the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna work overtime, get extra money. So I can buy some delicious food in the Philippines. So that's some extra money. I think I'm going to go straight all the way down and then turn and go near the highway. Oh, this is stuck. They're right there. Now I'm hungry. I gotta find a place to eat. Where you say you from? I forgot. I can't remember where everyone's from, but where you say you from? Where are you? Did you say you was in Louisiana? New Orleans? Or was it Atlanta? I remember a couple of people was telling me that they were from there. What, hot? Put it down here so it doesn't fall. Because it's going to fall when I take off. I can tell you what's always good. If you can find a Hispanic restaurant that serves authentic tacos, you can never go wrong with that. I'm telling you. And I'm not talking about Taco Bell. Find a place that sells authentic tacos. Okay? You get the lime, the squeeze on top of it. You can either get the beef or the pork. Never go wrong with that, especially when they're just making it hot. To read his comment. I see a very big comment right there. As soon as I stop up here, I'm gonna read it. You know, if I knew what I know now about about leaving outside the country, I would have left a long time ago. Like I would have tried to leave the country when I don't know when I was in like in my 20s and 30s. I would have been gone. But you know, like I was scared to go out the country. I even talked to one of my neighbors. You know, I said, "Hey, we're going to be leaving." You know, he normally keep an eye on the house while we're gone. And I said, "We're going to leave," and I said, "Have you ever been outside the country?" He'd been to Hawaii, and I was like, well, "I don't really count that, like going outside." But he's never been to like Germany. He's never been nowhere, and he's retired. This guy's retired. He's living across the street from me. He's retired, and he's never been outside the country. I said, "Man," I said, "you're retired. You're not married. You're living alone." I said, "Why don't you travel? Like," I said, "Why don't you travel to the Philippines?" This is what he told me. Oh no, I'm not going outside the country." I'm like, what is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? But then when I thought about it, I used to think the same way. I used to think the exact same way. I used to be like, there's no way I'm leaving outside the U.S. Because people are afraid. People are afraid. They think it's bad outside the U.S. Even, you know, people talk about China, but now you're starting to see more and more and more vloggers that shows the reality, like the real life of what it's like in China in certain areas. It's like beautiful. Like as far as technology-wise, they are way, way more advanced. Now, the people, from what I understand, what I see, they're very nice, they're kind, they're respectful. But then when you go to, when you start looking at the news part of it, the news, they make it look like, they make it look bad, okay? They make it look bad. And don't get me wrong, there may be some things that goes on with the country that does things to the U.S. On a government type level, but as far as people, they're like, this is what it's like. Like, I don't know. People just need to get their passport and leave the country. It's no different. I will say this. It's like no different than you're taking a trip out of town, like Florida or California, New York, Canada, places you've never been. Is no different than doing that. The only difference is the culture is going to be different. If you can go and rent an Airbnb somewhere out of town, and you can do all these things and make all these moves out of town somewhere in a town you've never been, or in a state you've never been, you can set up all this stuff, and then you do that and you feel okay, you can do it overseas. You can pick a place in Japan, pick a place in the Philippines, and go there, get an Airbnb, and you're going to be just fine. You need some water? You want some water? Okay, I'm gonna read a comment when I get up here. So I really don't want to get onto like government type stuff, but I don't know if you guys are into the stock market, but I am in the stock market. I'm into crypto. But if you are in the stock market, when you heard our president say, we're going to be so rich, we're going to be so rich, it's just going to take time, we're going to be so rich. And I'm listening to him say this, but we're watching the market go down and down and down and down, right? And I'm like, this guy is smart, right? I mean, he's a business guy. He's so smart. As he's saying, we're going to be okay, the stock market is like crashing, right? I'm like, this guy's like, seems like he's purposely crashing the market so a lot of people can become wealthy when it rebounds. And this is the thing they teach you in the stocks, right? When people are in fear or when the market is in bad shape, that's like the time to scoop up all those bad stocks, all those things that are all down on the bottom. When the market is crashing, that's the time you buy all that stuff, because you already know at some point the market's going to recover and go back up. It may go back up 20%. Just imagine you invest in something and then at the bottom and the market's crashing and you hear people say, no, don't, the market's crashing, don't buy, don't buy. I'm like, what do you mean don't buy? You buy at the bottom, that's like a sale. You buy it and then the market's going to correct itself, go up 20, maybe even 50%. When it go back up to its all-time high, you done made a lot of money. Let me read this real quick. Oh, New Orleans, I thought so. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, I thought so. I can't remember like where everybody live, but I remember, one of you guys saying Atlanta, New Orleans, things of that nature. I didn't mean to go all into the politics and stuff, but and it's not that I don't want to retire in the U.S. U.S. is a great place. Like, it really is a great place. It's one place like you can come here and you can make money. Like, you can easily make money. But the only thing that's the downside of it is after you make money, you got to pay a lot of bills. It's bill after bill after bill after bill. Going to the Philippines since 2012, and wife and son there. Oh, okay. Light turn. Oh, now I can read. Okay. Okay. Easy Styles, 1967. Good on you, bro. I've been going to the Philippines since 2012, and I have a wife and son from there. I moved them to Daytona Beach 3 years ago. My plans to retire there in about 6 years. Daytona Beach? Okay. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do that. A lot of people bring their wives over here because, most Filipinos, they want to come to the U.S. and they want to see what it's like, because they've always heard about it. But let me tell you, once they get here, once your Filipino wife gets here and they visit the U.S. or they come here to live, for one, they're going to see, depending on where you're at, they're going to notice the cold. They're going to notice how cold it is, and they're not used to the temperature change. They're not used to the seasonal change, and they get cold easy. Like, as soon as the temperature drops down like in the 80s, they're like freezing. If it drops down 70, oh my God. They're cold. They're like freezing. And they notice like how some of the people can be here, how some people can be very, very rude. Okay? They pick up on that. They pick up on the service that they can receive in different restaurants, how people can have an I don't care attitude in these restaurants, fast food. Like, some people don't even cherish their job. They just act crazy in these restaurants, man. But your wife will notice all this stuff, and then she's gonna say, "This is America? Like, I thought everyone was rich. I thought everyone had money." And then on the weekends, it's like, where's everybody at? You don't see a lot of people walking around, because in the U.S., most people have a car. Most people are driving. don't see a lot of people walking around. Like I said, when it comes to Saturday and Sundays, people are in the house and they're preparing they're relaxing, and they get ready to go to work Monday and start it all over again. Start this cycle all over again. Make money to pay the bills and go back to work. Make money to pay the bills and go back to work. You save a little bit of it, and hopefully nothing expensive don't come up that you have to pay. But if you can limit your spending and minimize like what you have, you can actually make it. But apartments are expensive now. Even to live in an apartment costs the same amount as a house. That's almost the same as a house payment, believe it or not. So it's like you're kind of forced to. Well, if I'm paying this amount in an apartment, I can get a house, and then when you get a house, oh, now you got a 30-year mortgage. So you're responsible for that house for 30 years. It's like a trap. It's like you're really trapped. I need the water. Bro, when my wife first got here and saw the water bill, she was like, yeah. When they see the water bill, when they see how much stuff costs, it's like, what? 3 times the, no, 4 or 5 times the amount of what they would pay in the Philippines. They're like, oh my God, like, we're not gonna have any money left. And sometimes it's hard for you Filipino to adjust to the currency on how it works. And when you pay bills and you only have a certain amount left, and then she's like, huh? Like, where's all the money? Where'd all the money go? What do you mean? What do you mean we only got a little money? Like, it's crazy. And they start to see this, and they're like, this is not the U.S. that I knew, that I heard about. Yeah. Hi, sir. Hello. You said hi, sir. So you must be in the Philippines, right? Or are you a Filipino? I'm assuming because you said sir. Hello, guys. There's a lot of people, but it is 7:23 a.m. in the Philippines, so a lot of people are starting to wake up. I'm going to tell you, there's not one day that go by to where I'm thinking about Philippines. Not one day. It's always in my head. We got a couple of neighbors that just so happen one of our neighbors is Filipino. It's him, his wife, his kids, his sister live with him, and we talked to them about, hey, are you guys going to retire in the U.S. or the Philippines? And they said they don't want to retire in the Philippines. And some people are like that. They get here and they're, because a lot of things in here is very, very, very convenient. To get stuff done here, it's easy to get paperwork done here. It's very quick. You can do things through an app. You can do things online. You don't have to go from one place to the other place to the other place to get a copy of something, and then gotta go back to the place, because they do that a lot in the Philippines. You go somewhere and when you get there, oh, you need a copy of this. So then you gotta leave, go get a copy from somewhere, pay for that, and you gotta come back get back in line to turn that copy in. I'm like, wow. And then it's not a one-stop shop for like certain papers that you got to get done in the Philippines. You can't just go to one place and get it all done. You got to go here, then you got to take it over here to get this other part done. But in the United States, a lot of times it's like, once you go to this one place to get something done, it's done. And sometimes it's quick. So maybe, you know, I can see why a lot of people want to stay here because of the convenience versus, you know, where they came from. But some people come here and just try to make the most money that they can, save it, and just keep buying land. They buy land in the Philippines or Thailand or wherever. They just save this money, keep buying land. So when they do retire, they can live in a tropical place, and you know, and it's okay. Everything's paid for. They build a house, it's paid for. And also, like, people that retire here, they retire and they, if they pay their house off, some people are living in a subdivision. That's the one thing. Some people, when you went to the Philippines, did you have any food places that were your favorite? Oh yeah. Are you're in the Philippines? No, I'm not in the Philippines. Right now I'm in the U.S., but I'll be back in the Philippines in June. The whole month of June, our whole family will be back here, and we're gonna be vlogging too. So, my favorite food places in the Philippines. Okay. So, of course, you know, you got to hit up Jollibee. Like, you can't pass that up, right? You got to go there to get their mango pie. You have to go there to get the mango pie. That's just protocol. And then, you know, I like the Inasal. The barbecue chicken is very good. I do like Gary's Grill. I like Gary's Grill because I love Kenny Lau. I love it. I love that dish. I love it. I like it a little spicy, and then at times I like it just not spicy. That dish is so good. Out of all dishes I've ate, that's like one of the best tasting dishes. And last year when I was there, every time I went out, I was like, "Do you have Kenny Lau?" I ate so much of that. So Kenny Lau is my favorite dish. Adobo is a classic. You know, everybody likes adobo. But Kenny Lau, I can eat that stuff every single day because it has fish in it. It's good. It's good. And I start liking the dried fish. I like the dried fish, not the ones that's very, very salty, but I like dried fish that's got a little more meat on it. Along with, I like to dip it in the suka. They have one called penny crab. Come on, can I get over it? Yeah, there's a dip called a vinegar type dip called penny crab. I really love that, and I love dipping the dried fish in there. And we don't cook dried fish too often here, and when we do, we definitely cook it outside. I'm going to get off here in a moment, guys. I want to go home and get cleaned up. What is that? I just cut my mom's grass. That's where I'm coming from. And then we got some food. And I took my son with me to go cut the grass so he can kind of get used to it. He's growing up, so he needs to know some of these things. Kenny Lau, I never heard of that. Is well, you definitely have to look it up. What it is like when I first had it. That was in 2009. I was at and we was at Garrett's Grill, and they ordered. It was a bunch of us. My wife's friends and stuff. We went out to eat there, and my wife ordered that, and it was like it was chunks. They cut it in squares. It was chunks of it was blue marlin. That's what they made it with. Okay, they took the blue marlin and cut it in small cubes, and they add some vegetables in there. I think just some cucumber in there. It's more of a kind of room temperature type dish. It can be cold, and they cook it. They cook the fish meat in vinegar, a vinegar, right? You know how some dishes are cooked in vinegar, and I think lemon juice or calamansi juice. I think they put that in there also. But they cook the meat with the vinegar, and the vinegar cooks the meat, right? And it's done. And it's so good. It is so good. It is so delicious. Let me see what this is. I highly recommend you look up go online and look up Kenny Lau, and then you're going to see what I'm talking about. Go on YouTube. I gotta be careful over here because there's a bunch of kids. I have to drive very slowly. Oh, I was saying something about people retiring, and some people will retire, and they retire in a subdivision, and they like, oh, my house is paid off, but they're living in a subdivision, and subdivision, there's rules that you have to follow. We made a mistake of buying a house in the subdivision. And I'll never do that again. If we move, we're never buying a house in the subdivision, because you don't want to have a piece of land where a community and a committee is telling you, no, you can't have this kind of fence. No, you can't have you need to take your trash can inside the house. You can't have it on the front. You got to have this type of mailbox. Oh, your grass is not up to par. You need to cut your grass. You got too many weeds in your grass. And then they start fining you. Why would you want to be retired, a house paid off, and you still got living under some rules in the community? Buy a house outside of subdivision. If you're gonna retire, buy a house that you can do, and buy some land that you can do whatever you want to do. Okay. But that's it, guys. Thank you, guys. I greatly appreciate you guys coming through. Don't forget to go to my other channel, because that's where all our vlogs is going to be. Our other channel is called The Wallace Life. So please go there, subscribe. That's where I'm going to be vlogging from the Philippines. I may do some on here, but most of it is going to be on that channel. Thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you. I greatly appreciate your kindness for coming through. And we're about to go eat. And salamat to my Filipino people. Mahal kita to my Filipino people. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.